Hey guys, welcome to a news update here on Buzzing Pattaya, and what a week we've had. It's been an interesting week. Lots of different things been going on. We've had fires, we've had guys falling asleep on pathways, we've had a guy apparently invite somebody in to watch TV, and it's cost him a lot of money. I'll go into that one in a second. As always, we've got carnage on the streets. There's a new project about to be started which has caused all manner of upsets and outrage about it, because it's going to cause, well, I'll explain that bit in a second. Also, I want to bring to your attention about bringing stuff through different countries in the immigration. There's a poor Australian woman I'm going to go through about that in a minute, and yeah, she just got hammered for a sandwich. And then on a good note, we're going to finish off. We've got lots of things coming up this month and next month. There's a lot more bright things on the horizon. Having said that, right now it's pouring with rain. So that ain't so good. But anyway, so I hope you're all well wherever you are in the country, in the world. I hope everything's good for you guys. And who knows, maybe some of you watching this are going to be coming over here very soon. There seems to be a general feel on the ground that a lot of you guys are heading over here in November, December, January, which is fantastic. We're here waiting for you. Well, not me personally, but the girls are anyway. And come over. You know, it really is a good time to come over. All right, so what's been going on? Well, in the news, the thing with the news, I get a lot of my information from the Pattaya news. I think that's probably, in my opinion, just for me personally, one of the most up-to-date and reliable news sources. So I get a lot of my information. So if you want to have a look on pattayanews.com, you'll find all the information I'm talking about here in more detail. But I get a lot of my information from there. But yeah, you may or may not have been aware. We had a fire down Soi 15 of KASITHBK very recently. And it kind of, I want to talk about this because I begged the question a while back now, and I said, look, you know, these overhead cables, you know, they explode and all that stuff. And people said to me, no, it's just communication cables. There's no power in them whatsoever. Well, it seems that that's not quite true, because what happened was, reported here in the news, says, fire alarm, tourist in Pattaya after an excavator gets entangled with the wires. And what happened was, he was using his, oh, my ears are popping. He was using the excavator, the digger. He got it entangled in the cables, and a big fire set off. Luckily, nobody was injured. There was no casualties. The only people that, well, not people, the only things that were damaged were 5 cars, which obviously, you know, at the end of the day, that's not the end of the world. But the good news was that no people were injured. But the thing is that I want to ask this question because it you know, confuses me. Is if there's no electricity in these power cables or said communication cables, how do they catch fire? I don't get that, because surely there's nothing there for the arc to create the spark. Check me out with my technical words. The arc in the spark, and suddenly there's a fire. But anyway, what the end result was, sadly for those down in Soi 15, because of the fire, they were without power for some considerable amount of time, and that caused a lot of problems for them. But yeah, so that's the question I want to ask you guys. If these overhead cables have no power in them, how do they set fire? Because I don't know that. And it's a bit of a thing, you know, with the overhead cable. When you start traveling around the country, when you go to different cities, it seems that we're quite unique in the structure of how we do our overhead cabling. You know, when I go up to Korat, that doesn't exist. I can't recall, maybe I'm wrong here, but I can't recall seeing this up in Bangkok. But then, you know, it's the kind of thing you walk around oblivious to because you're not actually looking for it. But it just seems to me that we seem to be the only town here that's got all this overhead, like, scramble of wires and stuff. And is that a result of the city's development? You know, it used to be a sleepy fishing village, as you may or may not know. And of course, over the last sort of like 30 years, it's developed into where we are today. And maybe they just hooked the cable up on the pole thinking, oh, it's all right, you know, we're not going to expand any more than what we are. And here they are straight in it with all these cables. So I don't know. What do you think, guys? What do you think? Now, this one here says, a drunk foreign tourist was found sleeping on a footpath in Pattaya, gets help by the tourist police. Now, you know, there's a picture of him there and he's all happy, all smiling, big grins on his face because they're taking him back home. But the thing is, guys, I just want to say this, you know, please, you know, when you do come out here, be careful, guys. Please be careful. You know, it's not just here. You know, if you was to fall asleep on the streets, the back streets of London, you'd be in a world of problems. I'm sure you would, wherever you are in the world. I know there'll be areas all around the world where, you know, getting that drunk that you pass out on the floor and just lay there is not really the most ideal scenario to leave yourself in. It says here the foreign tourist was taken safely back to his hotel by tourist police after being found sleeping on a footpath. You know, it's really, it's really dangerous. I mean, there's a photo here of him passed out, comatose on the floor, and that just opens you up to all kinds of problems, mugging and theft and all the rest of it. So, all I'll say on that one, guys, is, this one had a happy ending, but not the happy ending he probably expected. But, he did get back to his hotel. He was safe and sound. But the point being is, guys, this city, sadly, it does encourage people to drink probably more than what they're used to drinking. And, you come out here, you get in the party mood, you have a great time, you get carried away in the motion of the moment, and then suddenly you find you're paralytic. And as this lad here found out, he was passed out on the floor, fully clothed, and, he was very lucky that he wasn't taken advantage of. And it does happen. It says he was a French tourist, thanked the officers for a ride and their friendly assistance, and was a good sport about the incident, taking a selfie with the officers and laughing about the predicament. The question is, young man, would you be laughing if they robbed you of your phone, all your money, your hotel key and all the rest of it? How much of a selfie would you want to do then? Or would you be waking up saying, God damn, what have I just done? So the moral of that story, guys, is please, come over here, have a fantastic time, enjoy the time to the max of your ability, but don't overstep your capabilities of drinking, because it could end up in a very nasty or very disappointing situation. Now, talking about a disappointing situation. Now, I've got to be honest with you, right? This kind of just makes me chuckle. It says a British man nags the Pattaya police for allegedly slow progress after roughly 360,000 baht that was in a safe was reportedly stolen by a Ugandan woman. Now, let's just bring this into its reality, okay? So he said he had a safe box containing £8,500. Which was stolen by this Ugandan woman. And he goes on to say, and I mean, honestly, you just got to laugh at this. It says here, the British victim stated he invited Miss Namatovu to his hotel room, blah, 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 and it says, just to hang out and watch a movie. I mean, come on. While he fell asleep, however, the suspect allegedly took his safe box and fled from his room. So, again, this goes back to things I say, obviously, I'm laughing about his statement about he wanted to watch a movie. Yeah, of course you did, mate. A Ugandan woman, so clearly he must have met her either through one of the apps, one of these dating apps, or perhaps he decided to have a stroll down on the beach, and as if by magic, she was there. And he thought, you know what, I've never met you before. You sound like an ideal partner to come and watch a movie in my room with me. That's seriously. But the point being is this, guys. It's all well and good, it's all fun and games, but it's not really fun, is it? Let's be honest. He's lost a considerable amount of money there. And what they did was she apparently took the actual safe out of his room. I mean, they're not light, are they? I guess. So she took the safe out of his room and done a runner at about 3:45 a.m. It goes on to say here. But this is where I keep saying to people, be very, very careful who you meet, who you interact with, and what access you allow them, as particularly if you go back to your hotel room. I'm not quite sure how she's managed to pick the safe up, because generally speaking, most safes are bolted to maybe the wardrobe or to a fixing on the wall. They're normally quite safe, to be honest, but obviously in this situation, it wasn't. But again, just be very careful, guys. Just think ahead of the game. Think of what possible scenarios you may or may not present yourself with. And this guy obviously has lost a lot of money. And it says after half a month, the Pattaya police could only retrieve a safe box, which obviously was empty, and return it to him. Talk about insult after injury. Yeah, mate, here's a safe that she's nicked from you. And by the way, guess what? It's empty. I mean, seriously. I mean, what? Talk about rubbing salt into the wounds, the poor bloke. But there you go. So, £8,500. If you're carrying that kind of money around, then really you want to be looking at a hotel that's got maybe the safety deposit boxes down in reception, and just keep a small, insignificant amount of money in your room, and then keep the majority of your big money in the safe. Alternatively, I'm not really sure on this, guys. Maybe you can drop your comments below and help me out on this one. But, a lot of people talk about that they can use Wise as a transfer, and the credit cards won't charge you a fee and all the rest of it. Maybe that's another option. I don't know. Obviously, I don't do this kind of thing. I'm not here living as a tourist, so I have an actual bank. But if you're a long-term visitor and you keep coming over time and time again, maybe consider going up and see Darren at Key Visa Thailand. Open yourself a bank account and then you can just put your money straight in there, and then at least then it'll avoid situations like this. You know, and I know I'm laughing about the Ugandan side about, yeah, I wanted to watch a movie. That's the bit I find funny. But I certainly don't find it funny that he's lost a considerable amount of money, and that's not nice. So, you know, there's a warning to us all. Now, this is not related to Thailand as such, but I thought it's something you need to be aware of, because we do have quite strict laws on what you can and can't take out of the country here. So, if you have a look if you Google it, like what you're allowed to take out of Thailand, you'll be quite surprised some of the things that if they see that you're carrying it, you're not allowed to take it out. And vice versa, bringing stuff in. There's certain things you can't bring into this country. Now, this one I just wanted to bring out. It says here, an Australian woman gets fined Australian dollars $2,664 for bringing a Subway sandwich from Singapore. Now, I mean, that just mystifies me. That really does. I mean, have you ever experienced something like this, guys, when you've been traveling? Has any of you had the similar kind of situation? So she's got this 6-inch Subway. They've charged her $2,664 in a fine for bringing it through. And it says here, now that's one way to eat fresh. An Australian woman shared the importance of checking and doing immigration declaration forms properly after she was fined for not declaring the content of her sandwich, which breached Australia's strict biosecurity laws. I mean, wow. Really? I mean, that's just outrageous. I mean, what could possibly, well, I don't know, but what's in a sandwich that you can't bring into another country that's bio laws? I mean, wow. But the point being is this, is that, you know, you've got to be very careful, because some things that we just take for granted, oh, that'd be fine. You know, you might actually find, like she's found, sadly, you're not only in hot water, but you're in expensive territory now, because she's had to pay a serious amount of money. I don't know what that is in baht, but it's a lot of money. And just for a Subway. She said, while admitting it was an oversight on her end, Lee continued, I bought a foot-long Subway at Singapore Changi Airport because I was a hungry girl after my 11-hour flight. I ate 6 inches, good on you girl, before my second flight, and then saved the other 6 inches for the flight, which they were more than happy with. However, what she didn't realise was that in addition to carry-on and luggage, the declaration form applied to her sandwich as well. She says, I didn't tick chicken and I didn't tick lettuce. Chicken and lettuce cost her $2,664 just to bring it through the country. That is outrageous. But fair play for her for doing 6 inches first and keeping the other 6 inches for later on. That's, you know, maybe she was going to get a, winner chicken dinner. Only this chicken dinner's cost her a shed load of money. But I don't know, guys, you know, are you familiar with what you can and can't bring into Thailand and what you can't take out of Thailand? Are you familiar with those regulations? Worth popping onto the Thai government and look on there, exporting from Thailand, what you can take and what you can't take. You'll be surprised. Have a look, guys. It certainly makes interesting reading. Now, this one, I've got to say, what is going on, right? So right now, the Pattaya mayor has been eyeing changes, and he wants to introduce changes to a traffic plan on Sukhumvit Road up near Naklua. I mean, honestly, we are going to approach what we hope will be a reasonable high season. Nothing like it has been in the past, but at least it's going to be better than what it is right now. So the Pattaya mayor said he's planning to change the traffic plan on Sukhumvit Road in Naklua to facilitate a drainage system construction project. Basically, what he means is that he's going to shut down the road and cause chaos. Absolute chaos. To alleviate the traffic, 2 U-turns have been set at the Esso gas station and the Naklua Park Marivit School. I mean, seriously, I mean, you've got to be having a giraffe there, because at the end of the day, I've got to be honest with you, you know, Sukhumvit at its best is a busy road. At its worst is carnage, because especially during like school times and stuff like that. And here he is, right now, right this minute in time, looking at shutting it down so that when you guys come out here for what we hope will be a high season of some description, we're going to just gridlock the entire road system. It says here, there are still many complaints about this plan, and the mayor stated he's doing his best to find the right solution. One of the ideas is to reopen the intersections on weekdays, according to him, but this still requires advice from the Banglamung Traffic Police and opinions from motorists. So you're going to open it on weekdays. So I'll tell you what, how about you keep it shut on the weekends when everybody travels down from Bangkok to come into the city, to come down onto the beach, etc. That makes sense. You know, we've just had a horrific 2 years where, you know, the city has been pretty much dormant and dead as a doornail. Why didn't we do it then? Why? It just doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. But the problem is, if this goes ahead, and it's looking likely, if it does go ahead, well then, trust me, you do not want to be anywhere near Sukhumvit Road during these upheavals, particularly up by the Naklua end, which is north of Pattaya. You do not want to be in that area because it's just going to be utter carnage. But anyway, watch this space. Let's see what goes on. All right, enough doom and gloom. Enough about all the negativity, because that's a quite, you know, I don't like doing the news. I do it because I want to keep you up to date on what's going on and just pick out some of the main talking points. But you know, I'm a positive kind of guy, and yeah, sitting here going through all the negativity isn't really that good. But at least, hopefully, maybe some of the discussion here, we can sort of think and put it into our own world and go, do you know what? Yeah, I need to learn from that. But anyway, on a good note, right? So what have we got this month now? The 29th of this month, guys, get yourself down to Beach Road because we've got the Pattaya International Bikini Beach Race. Yes, I will be there, not running in a bikini before you get excited, but what I will be doing is I will be filming it and bringing it to you. Now, I've been down there, I've done this three times, sorry. It's a great event for obvious reasons. That, you know, there's lots of girls there in their bikinis looking fantastic. There's a lot of guys there. Some of these guys do take this race very seriously and they run it in incredible times. And, you know, I've got to be honest with you, you know, in my military days when I used to run a lot, because obviously it's in the army, you know, running around was one thing on a concrete road or wherever we were running. But to run on sand, my Lord, that is tough going. That's tough going. But these guys, you know, fair play to them. Fit as a fiddle, and they run it in some seriously good times. But the nice thing about it is, once they've got out of the way, you've got probably about 1,000 girls just going to run through and enjoy and partake. And yeah, it's good fun. So come down, guys, on Beach Road on the 29th. It starts at 5 p.m. So I would suggest getting down there at about 4 p.m. To get yourself the best spot to watch the race, and come down and enjoy it. It's good fun. Now, talking about good fun, also, again, what we've got here is we've got the jet ski. The King's Cup is here in Pattaya. That's going to take place later on this month. It's going to be on the 14th and the 15th of December. Sorry, not this month, in December. It says the world-class competition will take Pattaya by storm from December the 14th to the 15th. It's down on Jomtien Beach. Now, I've got to say, again, I will cover this. I've been down on that. It's really good. I mean, those lads, I'll tell you what, they give it walk factor 10, they do. And, you know, it really is a great spectacle. So if you're still around here in December, maybe you're coming over towards what we're hopefully going to call the high season. But when you do come over, come down to Jomtien Beach. It's a good weekend. There's lots of festivities going on. There's lots of stalls. You can get yourself some beer, sit in the grandstand, watch the spectacle. And I'll tell you what, honestly, they give it some. You wouldn't want to be sat on the back with them, I'll tell you. They enough go. But it's a great event. Definitely worth watching, definitely worth not taking part, but coming down and being a spectator for. It really is fun. And in November, of course, now you may not have been here in November, but in November 25th and 26th, that is our Pattaya International Firework Festival. Now, I've got to say to you, before I came out to Thailand, I was a bit of a bar humbug when it came to fireworks. You stand and go, ooh, wow, oh, all that rubbish. No. It was pretty boring, to be fair. But here they have an international competition, meaning that basically what happens is they get firework display organisations from all around the world, different countries. They come down and they put on, I've got to say, it's an absolutely incredible firework display. It really is. I can't explain it in words to justify how good it is. But what I will say to you guys is if you are here, come down and check it out. 25th, 26th of November. Come and have a look. It really is fantastic. It really is a great event. So come and have a look, guys, and you know, have a nice evening or a couple of evenings out and enjoy it. You know, you can go to some various viewpoints. You've got the Horizon Lounge up on the top of the Hilton. You've got the Pattaya Royal Garden Plaza. You've got the food court up there. You've got CM at CM Design Hotel. They've got a nice rooftop. You can go up to the Pattaya sign, watch it from up there. Go up to the Admiral statue, go and watch it from there. It's a high point. You can get a really good view there. But it really is fantastic and 100% worth checking out. All right, there you go, guys. So that's it for the news this week. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. I will bring on news now every week as I do, and I try and pick up on things I think is worth talking about, where we can not only just mention news but learn from it and think to ourselves, yeah, that could happen to me and how it could happen and all those kind of things. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed today. That's it from me, guys. What I will say is, if you're here in the city centre, you're here right now, Wednesday, have a look on Discord. Wednesday, we've got a pool party. There's limited tickets behind. It's a private pool party. Come and join the fun there. Get onto Discord. Come and meet at the Buzzing Bar and be part of what will be a great day and great evening. So have a look at that. Like I say, guys, if you haven't already joined Discord, have a look. Totally free of charge, doesn't cost you a single penny. Get in there, have a look. There's loads and loads of information about events and all sorts that's happening there, as well as photos, videos, you name it, it's there. All right, that's it from me, guys. Please remember, hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when I bring out a new video. And if you'd like to support the channel, there's a link to the members area down below. Please have a look, and your support is greatly appreciated. That's it from me, guys. Thank you so much indeed for watching, and please, as always, wherever you are in the world, stay safe.